I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Senators Charles Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand, along with Congressman Maurice Hinchey, are inviting FBI Director Robert Mueller to tour the city of Newburgh a year after an FBI sweep rounded up scores of local gang members. The invitation is part of the push to convince the FBI to relocate their regional office in Newburgh. In the written request, Senator Schumer said the director needs to see firsthand the scope of Newburgh's gang violence problem and follow that up with more federal anti-crime resources. A Rockland County man has pleaded guilty to a vicious attack that happened 6 years ago in Harriman State Park. 34-year-old Filiberto Gonzalez pleaded guilty in Orange County Court today to first-degree assault. He attacked a woman who had pulled over to make a cell phone call. Gonzalez struck her repeatedly with a metal flashlight. He was dragging her towards his car when two fishermen drove up. He then jumped in his car and sped away. Gonzalez eluded police until last year when he was arrested in New Jersey. The woman needed 40 staples to repair broken bones in her face, hand, and arm. Gonzalez is expected to get a 16-year prison term when he is sentenced June 16th. He'll face deportation once his prison time is completed. Thousands of teenagers commit suicide every year in the U.S. It's the third leading cause of death among those between the ages of 15 and 24. And that's why the Middletown School District and Occupations Incorporated chose to sponsor a day-long teen suicide prevention training program today for area teachers, counselors, and parents. Dr. David Rudd, the Dean of the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences at the University of Utah, talked about the suicide warning signs. And he says at this point, the internet is the enemy.
Information that's available is far more negative. So the information that's available is information that is simple and straightforward as how to kill yourself and how to be effective at killing yourself and taking your life. Far less information available about suicide prevention, where to reach out, how to generate hope, and that's something that we ought to all think about and consider.
Orange County has seen an increase in the number of teen suicide and suicide attempts, including the recent suicide deaths of two Monroe-Woodbury High School students. The ongoing story involving sovereign citizens in Ulster County has taken another bizarre turn. It's been learned that anti-government group members Richard Ulola, Edward Parenteau, and Jeffrey Burfeint held fake trial proceedings at Burfeint's home in the town of Lloyd. Authorities say their kangaroo court, including fake judge and jury, was designed to intimidate several local government officials and businessmen. Sovereign citizens believe the U.S. government is a fictional corporation and that its laws don't apply to them. All three men were found guilty of federal mail fraud. Burfeint and Parenteau were to be sentenced today to federal prison. Ulola is scheduled for sentencing in July. Sullivan County legislators and officials at SUNY Sullivan are not on the best of terms, not after yesterday's meeting of the county's Government Services Committee, where members approved a 15% cut to the county's funding for the college. The committee pointed to the projected $13 million county budget deficit as the reason for their decision to reduce funding from $4 million down to $3.4 million. College President Dr. Mamie Howard-Galladay said the cutback may lead to a tuition increase, program cuts, and possible layoffs. County legislator David Sager accused college officials of ignoring their request to talk about the financial situation. The college funding cutback will be voted on by the full legislature next week. And they decided to leave their cars at home. About 300 Warwick High School students held a unique protest early this morning. Instead of driving to school, they walked, a couple of them traveling 8 miles on foot. It was their way to protest high gas prices and the impact they're having on students and residents throughout the Warwick Valley School District. There may be some good news for these protesting teenage walkers. Predictions are gas prices will drop in the coming weeks. It doesn't sound like we'll be seeing much of the sun this weekend. Saturday will be cloudy with a chance of a passing shower. The highs will reach the upper 60s. More clouds on Sunday with rain likely. Temperatures will top out at around 70 degrees. Read all about what's happening in your town and around the world in the weekend editions of the Times-Herald Record. And when news breaks, you will find it here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.